Webflow is an incredible no-code website builder, but there's a few things that we need to cover to make sure that we have SEO success while building on Webflow. Today, we're gonna cover all those things and make sure you guys are properly set up for organic growth on your websites. So if you're new here, my name is Jaume. I'm head of SEO at a startup here in Barcelona. And in this channel, we cover strategies and tools to help you grow your online business. So the first thing I wanna talk about is some essential settings that we need to take a look at to ensure that we have the correct setup at the start. So if we go over to Webflow, we go into our project settings and we head over to the SEO section. The first thing that we want to do is we want to disable the Webflow subdomain. So when you start building on Webflow, they provide you a subdomain that you can use, but as soon as we finish building our website, we want to disable that and we want to go into hosting and we want to add our custom domain. It's going to give you a step-by-step on exactly how to do that, but it's really important to disable that subdomain so that we can have that main domain starting to grow on its own. The next thing that I want to talk about is going down and doing the Google site verification. I'm not going to go through this because Webflow has a great guide. If you click on their link on their website, they give you a fantastic guide on how to do this, but we want to make sure that we do this as soon as we're ready to launch the website because there's a few things that we want to do within Google Search Console that are going to help us grow. So the next thing I want to talk about is the sitemap. So we definitely want to turn on auto-generate a sitemap, and what this does is it creates a map of our website for search engines. And usually what happens is it'll create the sitemap and search engines will have an easier time finding new pages. However, what we want to do is we want to go out and manually add our sitemap to Google Search Console. So it's important to make sure that we've done the previous step, which is actually adding our website to Google Search Console. So if we go into Google Search Console, once we've claimed our website, what we want to do is we want to enter our sitemap URL. Usually what Webflow does is they'll just do your full URL /sitemap.xml. So if you type that in and you hit submit, you'll see something like this, that the status is correct. So we have success and it's discovered 126 URLs. Now, every time that you create a new page, you create a new blog post, or you create anything new on your website, Google will be able to see it quickly and that'll help you grow moving forward. In terms of the robots.txt section here, I don't want to talk about this in depth because it's not really necessary unless you're building quite a complex website or you have a lot of pages. What we can do with this section is tell Google, hey, don't crawl this section of my website because there's nothing valuable. So for example, you can see that for this website, I have a members area that I've prevented Google from crawling because there isn't anything really relevant to put on the index, right? So I want my landing pages and I want all my blog posts to be on the index, but not anything internal of my website. So if you guys are building a website that's a little bit more complex, I recommend looking into this. But if you're building a simple website with a few pages, you don't have to worry about it. So now that we've covered the essential settings, we now have the correct setup to go out and actually grow online. But what I want to take a look now is how do we optimize our Webflow website for SEO? So let's go back into our Webflow and let's see how we can optimize this website. One of the most important things that we need to do with Webflow is make sure that we have the right headings on our pages. Headings are a crucial part of on-page SEO. It allows us to tell Google all the different sections of that specific landing page, and it gives Google a basic structure of our page so that they know what's the most important thing on the page. So we can do this by going in, clicking on the heading and going over to the settings. So the basics here is we want to have one H1 per page and per blog post. This H1 is going to tell Google what's the main idea of this website. If we have multiple H1s, this isn't going to send a very clear message to Google. So after we have that H1, if we have different sections within our page or within our blog post, we want to make those H2s. So we go in and again, we select H2s, and for any new section under that, so again, another H2. Here we have H3s because now we have within an H2, so within a new section, we have another idea, and within that, we want to have an H3. So we need to go out and we need to make sure that we have the proper heading structure for each page. I've seen a lot of Webflow websites that accidentally make everything H1s. Actually, I made a video about the most common on-page mistakes that you should avoid. You can check it out right here if you'd like, but we need to go out and make sure that we've added the correct headings to all the different sections of our pages. Another thing that we want to take a look at within Webflow is to make sure that we've gone out and we've optimized our URLs. We want to have clean URLs that look nice and that are properly optimized. So if we go on to a specific page, let's say for example my about page, and I click on the page settings, here we can go in and we can actually edit the slug. So we want to make sure that the slug makes sense for the page that we're building. So about seems like a perfectly great fit for this page. For contact, for example, I have contact. For FAQ, again, I'm going to have FAQ. So you can understand what we're doing here is just basically going out and making sure that we've fixed all those URLs and that they look nice to the user. Another thing that I want to do is I want to go out and I want to make sure that I've optimized my title tag and my meta description. So this is the actual text that's going to come up on Google when people are searching for your site. So we actually have a little preview of what it's going to look like. And here's what we can go in and actually add all the information of the title tag and the meta description. So what we want to do for the title tag is actually go out and add some variation of an important keyword for the specific page, and in the meta description, we want to do the same. The most important thing here is to make sure that we've gone out and we filled all that information. Again, just a pro tip for meta descriptions, anything over 160 characters, Google won't show. So we want to try and make sure we fit all that information under 160 characters. So the final thing that I want to optimize within Webflow is the internal links and the navigation for the website that we're building. So it's super important to make sure that we can easily access all the different pages on our website through internal links and also through navigation. This helps search engines find pages, but this is also really important for user experience. We want our users to be able to find all relevant pages on our website. So we do this by editing the top level menu. We want to make sure that we've added all important pages here, and we want to make sure that we have internal links that are going to any page that's relevant or any page that could have traffic. So for example, for this example page, we're talking about a marketplace where you can go out and add your Tesla. If I want people to go to my listings page, that's why we add a specific link here. It takes us to the listings and now they have access to that. So we want to make sure that all of our pages are connected. Because we're doing this manually on Webflow, it's super important to be careful and make sure that we don't accidentally create orphan pages. So now that we've gone out, we've optimized our website and everything is ready to go, how do we actually get traffic to our website? So this is where SEO basics come into play. What we need to do first is we need to go out and we need to do keyword research. We need to think about what is our target audience? What things could they be looking for? And how can we make content for those specific topics and for those keywords and show up for those? So to show up for those, we need to create content. We need to leverage the Webflow blog, which is actually super dynamic and we can build a lot of blog posts really fast. So we need to make sure that we're producing a lot of content that makes us relevant for the specific topic. And as a result, over time, we'll be able to come up for those specific keywords. Another thing we can do is we can go out and build partnerships online and ask for high authority links to our website, which is going to give us more authority for that specific niche. So those are the basic ideas that we need to take into account when we're trying to get organic traffic with our Webflow website. I hope you guys learned something. I hope this made sense. Definitely go out and make sure that you've covered all those essential settings, because without those, you can really slow down your potential growth. So that's it, guys. I've added my Twitter and my LinkedIn in the description of the video for you guys to contact me personally. I'm going to be making summarized versions of these videos directly on my Twitter. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely follow me there, and my LinkedIn as well for you guys to message me personally with any questions at all. So that's it, guys. Like, subscribe, do the thing. I'll see you guys in the next one.